I've just been driving through Cape Town on the way to the CNBC Africa studios, and I promise you there's log jam in the CBD, and that was at around about 10 o'clock. So, of course, the way to go now is not to go down to the V&A waterfront or to Cavendish Square or to wherever else it is, Century City. The thing to do now is to go online. Has that been embraced by the South African consumer? We'll find out now, because in the studio with me is Manuel Koser from Zando. We spoke when you first started. How have things gone since then?
Yeah, exceptionally well on our side. I mean, especially now as we are getting into the busy season. Just had Black Friday, the beginning of the festive season, and have seen our highest sales on a single day, also the highest mobile visitor and mobile sales. And I think it has been, especially as of convenience factors and traffic jams, been very embraced by the South Africans so far.
Yeah, well, that's good. But I was also talking to somebody who's in the media business about 2 weeks ago, and he said that they are putting their future strategy very much towards e-commerce. Yep. It's the first thing. But he also said that we're way behind, because I think the number was 1% to 2% of total sales are accounted for by online purchases.
Yeah, so it's below 1% of total retail that's generated from e-commerce, and the main driver obviously so far is still low connectivity and still expensive costs in terms of broadband. But I think this dynamic is changing, and kind of the more kind of offering you will find and good convenient business model for a consumer tailored to it in terms of free delivery, kind of free return policy, a large offering. I think that will also drive connectivity and will also drive kind of pushing things or sales into the e-commerce space away from malls.
And also it must be breaking down traditional habits as well, because you think to yourself, right, it's a Saturday, I'm going to go down to the shops, and then at lunchtime I'm going to stop off and have a little bit of lunch at the shopping centre or somewhere close by, and then go home and flake out and feel as I've done a workout and watch telly all afternoon. Actually doing this and buying it online is a difficult step to take for many people. It
is for sure. I mean, what we're currently capturing, or the customers we will see, are not the customers that would browse through a mall and kind of do all the other things around it. It's the convenience factor, shopping while at work, kind of being quicker at doing it. We'll still get, and that comes to your point around habits, we'll still get a lot of questions in our call center and social media around where's our shop. So it actually points into your point. It's breaking a habit, and so far we're capturing the market that already is used to it in this online, and now we're moving into the direction of changing consumer behavior. Actually. Yeah, I mean, I actually on that point, I used to work for an internet radio station, and people used to say to me, "What is your FM frequency?" It's very difficult. Yeah, but we will get there. Talking about Black Friday. Black Friday is a phrase coined by the Americans, the Friday after Thanksgiving, where all the shops open at 4 o'clock in the morning, and there's this massive rush to get goods, and it sort of sets the tone for the rest of the season. You're saying to me that there is a Black Friday, an online Black Friday as well. Yeah, there's also online Black Friday. So we had a huge discount campaign around that particular Friday and the weekend on certain product, and kind of started the Christmas shopping season with that. And if you look what happened internationally in China or in the US in terms of online sales, it has been a tremendous success in terms of turnover, and we kind of followed that trend. Okay, who's buying what now? Because it's important. There are certain things that I still contend that you cannot buy online. You can't buy certain things online. You can't buy puppy online or something like that. Otherwise, the thing will be dead by the time it's delivered. You know what I mean? I think one of two items that I saw on a survey in the United Kingdom this year so far is a tablet. Yeah, I mean, it's the iPhone in South Africa coming now live. I think that's one of the biggest gadgets on kind of more on the fashion side. It's for us, especially in the shoe category, heels and wedges, and then in terms of apparel, dresses and t-shirts, kind of coming up in summer. And then in terms of kind of what's on vogue at the moment, it's kind of sorbet and pastel colors that are moving into, which we also introduced through our magazine we recently launched. And on the tech side, mainly gadgets around phones and tablet PCs that we'll move into. Are you independent? You don't have any affiliation with any South African retailer? No. No. We're
How do they view you? And when you look at the big shops, JSE listed shops and independent ones, do you think that they are falling behind when it comes to online retailing? Do you think they've missed a trick? And when they see interviews like this, they're going to say, right, we have to do something straight away.
So I've personally chatted with one or two big JSE listed retailers, and I think everybody has it on the agenda in one or the other way. But sometimes I have the feeling it's just because, I don't know, to please shareholders that I also have a storefront. Doing a proper online strategy involves way more than just a front-end website. I mean, we have 250 people, we have a warehouse, I mean, we run a very kind of customer-friendly model. And there are few that actually have this kind of long-term vision on seeing online not as, I don't know, cannibalizing your retail environment you have, but actually it's an add-on. It's a different channel, it's a different customer you're targeting, and you're investing kind of in the future, in a new way of doing commerce.
And it's going to change the economy of a country like South Africa. It's already doing so in places like the UK. The end of the high street is not exaggerated in the United Kingdom, for example. If you're a property developer and you own a few shopping centres and you're listed on the JSE, you must be looking at this trend and saying, maybe in 10 years, we'll just have a little shop front here. It's just an advertisement rather than somewhere where people actually come and buy stuff.
Yes, I think it's a very disruptive trend. I think on every retailer is on the top 3 strategy topics, on any mega trend research from the big consulting or accounting companies. It's on there. I think it's a bit early still in South Africa if you look at the statistics, but it will happen. And I think it will follow the trend of the UK, where we are 10% of e-commerce. It's just a question of how quickly will it happen, and that will be in the next couple of years.
And of course, one of these rich retailers, just very quickly, one of these rich retailers that's had such a fantastic last couple of years in South Africa, you are going to be the first target for them. They're going to say, we're not going to set up our own thing, let's just buy Manuel Koser's business. That's your strategy, isn't it?
That's part of the strategy. Yeah. So it's either exit to a large retailer that says, look, we establish it and we run it through it, or we set it up and grow it as we stand. Yeah. It could be both things.